Hello, friends, and welcome to your League One Ontario match of the week. My name is Pierce Lang. I'm going to be bringing you all of today's action, not just in this game, but also the next of this two-game doubleheader. But right now, the game at hand is Simcoe County Rovers hosting the North Mississauga Panthers in a matchup with incredible implications as far as the course of history will go in this first ever season of promotion and relegation. This is a matchup between the 8th place and 9th place teams. It's already a foregone conclusion that Blue Devils FC will be going down to the championship, but there will be a playoff match between the second last place team in League One Ontario's Premier Division and the Championship Division's second place finishers. Right now, as it stands, North Mississauga are sitting on 13 points, and Simcoe County Rovers are one place ahead of them in the standings, sitting on 18 points. A draw will put Simcoe County Rovers into safety, but you never play for the draw, do you? And we are underway here, friends. We'll get through your starting lineups in just a second. So starting in goal for Simcoe County Rovers is Michaela Volpe. In front of her will be number 4, Abby Rowe. Number 9, Michelle Plowman. Number 10, Annika Arsenault. Number 11, Kayla Uddenberg. Number 13, Natalie Hope. Number 14, Adrienne Devlin. Number 16, Christina Gomes. Number 17, Lena Barhi. Number 21, Riley Taycroft. And finally, number 23, Priya Rastagi. And then starting in goal for North Mississauga, we've got Emma Nathans. In front of her, number 2, the captain and today's player coach, Kennedy Herman. Lots more to talk about with Kennedy. She's got some very exciting things happening in the next couple days and that have happened in the last couple weeks. In front of the keeper moving forward, we've still got players to name. We've got number 5, Emma Steen, who's a personal favorite of mine. We saw her a couple times this year with very impressive performances. Then it's number 6, Elena Percanel. Number 7, Stephanie Geedy. Number 9, Amanda Cripps. Number 11, Ravina Brach. Number 14, Reese Fowler. Number 17, Darcy Fiaccini. Number 18, Mara Sanaseu. And then rounding up the lineup is number 27, Tamara Lisser. So I made mention of where these two teams are currently sitting in the standings. North Mississauga are in 9th place with a 3-4-9 record. 21 goals for, but 34 against for a minus 15 goal differential. This is Emma Steen keeping the ball in. On the other side of the pitch, North or Simcoe County Rovers, currently with a record of 4-6-6, 21 goals for, 23 against for a negative 2 goal differential. So scoring will be at a premium today. North Mississauga moving from left to right in their black kits. Big omission in the lineup for North Mississauga today as they are without their normal starting keeper, Molly Erickson, who is a former Canadian U20 national team pool player, played a couple of caps for Sweden, was all academic and all Big East player at DePaul. So it'll be interesting to see how their young keeper, Emma Nathans, is able to fill in. Big shoes to fill. Erickson considered to be one of the best keepers in this league without a doubt, as Cripps is in troubling the Simcoe County Rovers back line with her presence. Ravina Brach going to ground, and she'll get the call. Brach, a member of last year's OUA all-rookie team at McMaster. Fantastic work rate. Game in, game out from Ravina Brach. This is Reese Fowler standing over the ball. Fowler playing a ball back for Steen, and she'll smash it up into the opposition's end, and out of her goal is Emma Nathans to deal with that ball rather easily. Gorgeous, hot, sunny day here in Simcoe County. We're in Barrie. It is always a delight to be out here. We're going to be bringing you this match. Ooh, a deflection off of Emma Steen. And we saw her face bloodied in that second game of the season against the NDC. And here she is again, another bloody nose. Oh, no, that's not even Emma Steen, though. Lucky. No, it is. I was right. I usually am. Why am I doubting myself? Oh, great hands there from our cameraman, Dimitri, to put the ball back into play quickly here for Simcoe County Rovers. Udenberg getting the ball in for Arsenault. Devlin will play it out onto the wing. Trycroft trying to make something happen on that far side of the pitch. Stood up by a fantastic defensive effort. Ball back to Hope. Nathalie Hope, and she's going to have that ball go out of bounds for North Mississauga. Throw in deep in their own end. Simcoe County Rovers find themselves in a big match here today, but they are quite short on the bench this afternoon. Only 4 substitutions, as the trainer will be sent out to have a look at a player who appears to be down on the pitch, perhaps. I'm not sure entirely what's going on, but players calling for a substitution to be made here, which, as I was just mentioning, they do only have 4 available. Or
Got it. Kennedy, thank you.
3.
She turned right there. She turned right on the camera, too.
Kennedy Herman wearing the captain's armband and taking on the coaching duties today, harassing the, the admin staff here about making sure to acknowledge Steen's bloody nose. We made a note of it, Kennedy. Don't worry. If she'd just keep her darn finger out of there. Oh goodness. Steen's a warrior though. She'll get right back out there once they get her taken care of. And Simcoe are going to have to make a sub here, as it looks like number 10 will be coming out of the match. And so it'll be Annika Arsenault unable to continue here in the 9th minute of play. The substitution that's going to be coming in will be Nicheria Walters. Walters is a 17-year-old from Aurora getting a call up here today. She'll be getting some action very early on.
Substitution at the 10th minute. Coming into the game, number 5, Nachira Walters, and she's going to be replacing number 10, Annika Arsenault.
You heard it there, friends. Confirmation on the substitution here 10 minutes in. Oh. So it's actually Natalie Hope coming out of the match. Incorrect substitution card here from the Simcoe County Rovers bench. Speaking of coaching staffs for both sides, I mentioned before, Kennedy Herman taking on the coaching duties for North Mississauga. Her assistant is Laura Arduini, who was, in fact, taking on the head coaching duties last time we had the League One Ontario match of the week for North Mississauga versus North Toronto. On the other side of the pitch, Carly Tingstad, head coach for Simcoe County Rovers. Zach Wilson, her assistant. Jerry Pennant is the goalkeeper coach. Camille Abrego is the athletic trainer, and Sarah Donato is the physical trainer. Ball into the box, headed clear from danger and shot in towards the net off the boot of Helena Percanel. Steen back on the pitch finally. She continues to get harassed by everyone within shouting range. Steen plays at St. Francis Xavier University in Nova Scotia. Or did, at least.
Zach, just making sure it's not a head injury, right? Just the shoulder. Right? It's not a head injury, so it's
Continues playing at St. Francis Xavier University. The 20-year-old. I said before, this is the second game of the week where she's had her nose bloodied. As North Mississauga charge up the left side of the pitch, ball into the middle of the box, and that'll be right into the arms of Michaela Volpe. Volpe with a big booming kick, and it'll be Kennedy Herman trying to clear, collected by Christina Gomes. Gomes into the box, and here's our substitution with her first chance of her big League One debut. Reese Fowler lumping a ball up. Devlin launching another attack. Gomes is offside.
Let's make some noise.
possible to guess the goal.
Lesser's going to See the ball out of her own end at least. Hundenberg playing it back up. Herman intercepts. Herman charging up the pitch. So I was saying, a lot on the go for Kennedy. This will be her last match for North Mississauga. She's wearing the captain's armband. She's player coach today. Amanda Cripps goes to ground after having her heel clipped. But I mentioned Kennedy taking on that role with Halifax Tides of the new Northern Super League that'll be starting up next season. She got married last week. Congratulations on that. She's also going to be starting a coaching role with the Acadia University women's soccer program. And she gave a good little seminar chat on Tuesday afternoon to all those in attendance at the FTF Top 60 Girls Showcase at the Ontario Soccer Centre. So big things happening for Miss Herman as she continues her career trajectory upwards and onwards. We love to see that in every form for people who participate in League One Ontario, whether they are players or administrators or coaches. I talked to her before the game as she is the head coach here today, and she'll have all the intel for me. She said Ravina Brach is playing very well lately. We need to take into account the fact that Bruna Mavinger is in fact injured right now. One of the veterans on this squad, a leader of the team. She scored in that game that we had against North Toronto. But they're going to apply pressure as much as possible. It's not in their DNA to sit back. Also, keep an eye on Emma Nathans in goal. She stepped up, got 15 minutes in their last match. Had a clean sheet over those 15 minutes. This team's, it's been interesting because they weren't out of that first League One Ontario Match of the Week broadcast we had for North Mississauga where they lost to NDC. They were in it late and just laid off, and they did get chances despite sitting back. But I said it then, and it bears repeating. Starting from the first game of the season, promotion and relegation have to be held in the highest of importance. And from that moment, I said, you've got to apply pressure. You cannot afford to give up points at any stage of the season. And here they find themselves now desperate for points.
Yeah, keep them in. Step. Chris, higher. Monica, higher. That's it in. It's a throw. Nikki, higher.
Looking at the League One Ontario Women's Premier Division, NDC have already secured the title. So they'll be going on to the Interprovincial Championship on 43 points. Behind them in second place, North Toronto have 33 points. In second place, FC London are in third with 32. Those two teams will be matching up on Wednesday for the League One Ontario Cup, which should be a very, very fascinating game to watch. Two very competitive, very young teams with some talismanic players. It'll be Jade Kovacevic taking on FC London, her former club where she won so many accolades, so many MVP titles, so many league championships. But in fourth place, following not too far behind, are Woodbridge, who've had an awful run of luck here these last several weeks. Drew against last place Blue Devils in their most recent match. And it was games against North Toronto where they blew a lead, NDC where they blew the lead twice. Really a hard luck story for them, as they do have that incredible veteran presence, and we've certainly seen a change in how teams have to structure their rosters this year with the U23 rule and the U19 rule. Fifth place has Vaughan sitting there on 22, and it's this squad in white and blue, the Simcoe County Rovers, on 19 points in sixth. Seventh place is Guelph United on 18. Alliance, our reigning champions, are in eighth place on 18 as well. Ninth place is held down by North Mississauga currently, and then it's Blue Devils FC sitting in that basement spot on the single point they earned last week against Woodbridge. Follow wide for Geedy. She puts it into the box, and Volpe will grab that and slow things down for her side. Volpe smacks the ball up towards half, nodded on by Adriana Arsenault. So remember, we made that correction. Arsenault did not, in fact, come out of the game. It was actually Natalie Hope who came out. Ball goes back to Abby Rowe. Played forward by Geedy. Her pass intercepted before it can reach half. Christina Gomes working her way into the middle of the pitch. Herman with a sliding challenge. Misses her intended target. Gets back up to her feet as Gomes puts it off to the right side. Ball into the middle, headed in towards goal. And we've got our first goal of the game. Simcoe County Rovers taking the lead here in the 22nd minute of play. And it appears to be Annika Arsenault who has opened the scoring. We'll have confirmation to you. A beautiful ball played into the box from the right side, headed it back across the face of goal, and it is, in fact, Annika Arsenault.
Annika Arsenault.
You heard it there, folks. Confirmation. Annika Arsenault breaking the deadlock. 22nd minute of play, and it's 1-0 for Simcoe County Rovers. Things are about to get real interesting here for the girls in black. North Mississauga will be in desperate need of a goal to get themselves back into this match. You do not want to be stuck playing a relegation playoff game against a hungry team, desperate to get up to the top flight. Currently sitting in second place in the championship are Hamilton United. They've got a 9-3-4 record and a plus 18 goal differential. They will be desperate to get up into the top flight. Hamilton United came into this league a few years back, when I say it was 2018, and they brought a very, very strong side into the league. and have struggled the last couple years, but looking to regain their presence in the top division.
Well done. Well done. Yeah, that is people feel like.
Going to take a water break here, friends, in the 25th minute. Scores 1-0 right now. Simcoe County Rovers taking the lead through Annika Arsenault, heading the ball back across the face of goal. We'll be back in just a moment with the rest of your League One Ontario Game of the Week. Some quick team talks during that water break. Some instructions from the coaching staff, some observations being relayed to the players out on the pitch about what's been seen. So I was saying how Bruna Mavinger is injured right now. Despite her injury keeping her out of the starting lineup, she is in fact suited up as the reserve keeper right now.
Yeah. Just get a guitar, go like, let's go live.
North Mississauga also have Carla Portillo sitting on the bench, League One Ontario legend. She's just come back from playing in Europe, so it'll be exciting to see her as she continues to get herself back into form here so she can compete with North Mississauga. Hopefully keep them from going down to the championship.
Every time you hear that speaker noise, I feel like it's like a mist, the mist tent, but it's not.
The psychology.
I feel like it's a mist tent. Yeah.
Fabulous sliding challenge there on Geedy, put out of bounds by Michelle Plowman. Lisser gets the ball out wide. Intercepted on the right wing, but probably put out of bounds for a North Mississauga throw-in.
You have to be here at kickoff.
Turn in the middle of the pitch by Sanaseu, and North Mississauga will continue to push their way into Simcoe County Rovers end here.
Trying to say it's not the right person. Forward. Hey, Christian, go, Annika. Quick. Quick. Drop.
Laura. On this side,
Yeah, Laura, yeah. That one that's listed as head coach is actually.
Yeah. That's right. She's pregnant.
All launched up for Geedy to run onto. She gets to it, but she's going to put that out behind the goal for a goal kick. All launched up the pitch by Volpe. Kayla Volpe, the 25-year-old goalkeeper for Simcoe County Rovers. Volpe plays her collegiate soccer at Nipissing. She's graduated, studied education. Ball in by Gomes, played back for Uddenberg. Picked off by Ravina Brach. Brach switching play for Steen to run onto. Looks like her nosebleed has run its course. Here she is again. Ball in towards goal, and that's going to sail wide of the net and out of bounds for a goal kick. 32nd minute of play here. Still 1-0 for Simcoe County Rovers. Goal scored by Annika Arsenault, 19-year-old. Getting herself on the board here. Throwing up for Geedy.
It's a delicate subject right now, okay? My tone likes to
Ball goes out wide for Uddenberg. She plays it up for Gomes. Cripps playing it in for Fiaccini. Fiaccini gets it on the touchline, puts a ball into the box, scrambling around, and it's Cripps putting a shot in towards goal. Cripps, who played predominantly at the University of Eastern Michigan before transferring to Niagara last year. Volpe hitting a ball up towards half, headed back in, and it's Uddenberg getting a knee to it and a shot in towards goal from North Mississauga, but that'll be well over the net.
No, that cannot be.
Brach putting a ball out onto the wing. Emma Steen. Steen cutting back into the middle with it onto her right foot, pushes it into the middle for Percanel, and that'll be broken up, and Simcoe County Rovers are on the counter attack. Ball out on the far side of the pitch, looking into the middle, and it's turned over to Steen. Steen pushing it up and going to ground. Look to be number 18, Mara Sanaseu. Here she is with the ball again. Fowler popping a ball up into the air, and this is going to be all the way back to Fowler, or Volpe, off the boot of Fowler. Reese Fowler is a midfielder who plays at Western. In 12 games last year, she had 4 goals and 3 assists for the Mustangs. Herman picked off by Kayla Udenberg, and Herman will come back, get a foot in, and break up that Simcoe County Rovers foray into the North Miss end. Geedy putting the ball back into Herman. Herman, who played collegiately at Armstrong State. Had stints with the Woodbridge Strikers and Pro Stars. Although I think she was just coaching at Pro Stars. I don't know that Kennedy ever suited up for them. Reese Fowler over the ball now, giving the signal. Lofts one into the edge of the box. Geedy gets ahead to it, and that'll be well wide of the goal.
Lower, Annika, lower.
I know.
Kayla Volpe getting a ball up towards half. Geedy with the challenge. Oversteps the ball. Played up by Bari. Cripps receives the ball at halfway, and she'll go back to Perkinel, and Perkinel will play it back to Emma Nathans. Nathans getting it out wide for Fowler, but unable to connect the dots, and that's going to go out for a Simcoe County Rovers throw-in on the far side of the pitch here. Still 1-0, 37th minute of play. This game having massive implications for next season's table. One of these teams, and as it stands right now, it's North Mississauga, will be playing in that promotion relegation final here at the end of this season. Fowler getting a foot to it, trying to play it through, and her entry pass is blocked, and that ball will go out for a North Mississauga throw-in in their own end of the pitch. Fowler clearing it up over half. Unberg got a boot to that, but it's Mara Senaseu with the ball. Amanda Cripps, round 1. Plowman broke up that attack and promptly put the ball out for a North Miss throw. Geedy gets it into Cripps. Cripps stood up by Kayla Udenberg, and that ball's out for a corner kick. This is Ravina Brach standing over the corner kick. It's going to be a left-footed in-swinger. I'd be looking for Emma Steen on this one, personally. Ball headed up into the air. Back into the box by Fowler. It's cleared out of harm's way and all the way back to the North Mississauga keeper, Emma Nathans. Nathan's only 17 years old. It's our substitution. Walters working her way into the opposition end, laying it off. Entry pass blocked there by Tamara Lisser. And Simcoe County Rovers will have themselves a corner kick here in the 40th minute of play. Sands slipping through the hourglass here in the first half. North Mississauga finding themselves down 1-0 right now to the home side, Simcoe County Rovers. Ball into the top of the box, headed into the mixer and back out wide, and another ball into the box, and it's going to be headed by Arsenault. Shot in towards the North Mississauga net, and Emma Nathans will fall down on that ball and slow things down. Stephanie Guidi with her head up, weighing her options, plays it to Siniseo. This is Mara Siniseo turning, and it'll be Unberg getting a foot to it. Siniseo, another player at Western who's making a name for herself. She's studying engineering. She's a junior. Last year, she had a single goal. A single goal in 14 games played. Sorry, I was about to say something and then I got distracted. There's a heated debate going on between the Simcoe County Rovers bench and the fourth official here about who's allowed to stand and who's allowed to speak. Our official for today's match is Matthew Hartman. Lucas Capicoto and Aiden Memelo are the assistant referees, and our fourth official is Christian McComb. McComb having a lot of conversations here with Simcoe County Rovers. So they've got a lot to talk about by the sounds of it. Carly Tingstead is going to have no voice left after today's match. She's barely got one as it stands. It is fading fast here. She's been pulling double duty this season for a little bit after some major changes happening with the men's side's coaching staff after they won the league last year and currently find themselves in a whole heap of trouble. Simcoe County Rovers men's side currently sitting in 7th. Not really a whole heap of trouble. I might have been laying it on a bit thick there, but considering they won the league last year, not what they were expecting with very few changes to their roster. Still a huge puddle of blood over by the North Mississauga bench after Emma Steen got her bloody nose attended to by the medical staff. Cripps getting a ball up. Nodded on by Fiaccini.
Drop Chris, drop Chris. Feel a viewer. Good. Turn. Hey, 3 minutes. Come on, White.
Seneseu. Or Perkinel, rather, that. Steen's slapping a ball up, and this is Seneseu. Fantastic sliding challenge there by Michelle Plowman. Ball into the box, over the head of Cripps. Perkinel trying to get a boot to that ball. Ooh, opportunity here for Simcoe County Rovers. This is Arsenault in alone on goal, putting it past the keeper, and Arsenault's going to get her second of the game. 2-0 for Simcoe County Rovers here in the 45th minute of play. Things going from bad to worse for North Mississauga. Fourth official Christian McComb saying there will be 4 minutes of additional time. Sorry, 3 minutes of additional time. I'm not wearing my glasses. You're going to have to cut me some slack. We're doing our best.
3 additional minutes.
North Mississauga going to want to kill off as much time from the clock here in these final minutes. They're reeling right now after giving up that all-important second goal of the game. They always say a 2-goal lead is the most dangerous lead in sports. So we'll see how Simcoe County Rovers are able to hold on here. Unberg getting herself out of trouble, and Seneseu makes the tackle and puts the ball out of bounds. Kennedy Herman getting the ball in and receiving it right back after. Being harried off the ball by Christina Gomes with the pressure. This is Fowler. Back to Herman. She'll give it to Fowler again in the middle of the pitch. She's found Amanda Cripps. They're looking for Per Canal. Lister's going to put that ball out for a Simcoe County Rovers throw-in. We're in the dying seconds here, friends. 2-0 as it stands. Annika Arsenault with both goals for Simcoe County Rovers as they find themselves back into a safe position. Safe from having to play that relegation match. And that's the score going into halftime. 2-0 for Simcoe County Rovers. My name's Pierce Lang. This is your League One Ontario Game of the Week. We'll be back in 15 minutes with your second half of action here from Simcoe County Rovers. Scores 2-0. Hello, friends, and welcome back to your League One Ontario Game of the Week. My name is Pierce Lang. It's Simcoe County Rovers versus North Mississauga. Simcoe County Rovers currently finding themselves in the lead and safe from the relegation playoff match as things stand. 2 goals coming off the boot of Annika Arsenault. North Mississauga making a substitution to start off the second half, bringing in Nyla Anderson and taking out Stephanie Geedy. I spoke to head coach Kennedy Herman at the half, and she said that this substitution will be an opportunity for them to have a bit of a post up forward in the box who can hold up play. Anderson, a 18-year-old, getting some good minutes on the pitch. So I said we took our time over half to have some conversations with the coaching staff, talking to Carly Tingstad. Got a response from her on her thoughts about the first half. She says they were managing moments. The injury early on was one that they certainly didn't want to have to deal with. But the substitution, Nikki, went in and has done a decent job. Annika Arsenault, a player who generally suits up for the League 2 team, getting valuable minutes here with the Premier Division side, getting both the goals in this 2-0 match as things stand. Simcoe County Rovers making no substitutions at half. Coach Tingstad telling me that they're going to be staying put for now. They might get another sub in, but we'll try to get through the next 25 minutes with the 11 that are on the pitch currently. They are missing about 3 players currently who were in a car accident before the game and have still yet to make it here right now. Rach bringing the ball down on the sideline, getting it into the middle, and comes out and turned over to Simcoe County Rovers, and they're back the other way. It's the substitution, Nikki Walters, who was on the ball just a second ago.
Everybody's giving you a heart. Gives you a heart. I feel it. I feel the pain.
Riley Trakoff getting the ball back into play. Ball cleared by Herman and out for a throw. So part of that conversation at half with Kennedy Herman was me asking what she thought about the first half, and she said that they weren't getting enough penetration, and that's part of why they made the substitution they did. And they need to focus on not mentally checking out in the little moments, which is certainly what happened as Simcoe County Rovers had 2 chances and capitalized in both situations, getting both their goals. This is Walter slipping a pass through, and it'll be cleared off of Emma Steen, not her face for once, which is great. She'll be happy that they managed to avoid that. Simcoe County Rovers have busted out an industrial fan here, which I think is a great idea. Certainly wouldn't mind one over here. Breach turning, firing a pass up the wing. It's deflected. Darcy Fachny going to ground. Riley Traycroft getting the ball up the pitch for Gomes. Gomes taken down in the box. Please for the call from the Simcoe County Rovers bench, but they're only allowed to have one coach asking for anything at any one time anyways, so they need to get the bench under control here.
The fan could be a coach. What if the fan is a coach?
Ball back to Volpe. Volpe is going to slow things down. There's absolutely no rush whatsoever for the Rovers to put the ball into play. The ball bounces over Fowler's head. Here comes a chance for the Rovers, and a shot whistling wide of Nathan's goal. Ball lofted up over the top. This is a substitution. Anderson chasing it, and she's not going to be able to keep that ball in bounds.
Rovers fans looking for a little caffeine pick-me-up? Be sure to check out Bean Around the Block out in the parking lot. Grab yourself a hot coffee or a cold latte.
Shot off the post. Volpe was beat. First real big chance of the game for North Mississauga. Devlin getting the ball out of harm. And it's finally cleared out for a North Mississauga throw-in. Fachny down to the touchline, and she's stood up by Abby Rowe. Emma Steen working her way to the top of the box for this corner kick. It'll be taken by Kennedy Herman. Herman at the corner flag. She'll take a right-footed kick. It's going to be an in-swinger. I'd be looking back post, but she goes front post. Personally, I was thinking back post because you want Emma Steen running onto the ball with that kind of height that she brings. But Amanda Cripps is a very tall lady as well.
Now say this one coach standing at one time.
He's ball boy right?
Setting a trap. One coach standing one time for each gets the ball. That would have been a good trap.
More disciplinary trouble here for the Simcoe County Rovers bench. They continue to battle with the officials. Ball back to Volpe. Nathans will come out of her box to collect this ball. She's got Steen open to her left. She goes right to Herman. Fowler gets it through to Fachny. Ravina Brach. Tons of pressure on her from Nikki Walters. Offside on North Mississauga. 56th minute to play here, friends. 2-0 for the Simcoe County Rovers. Emma Steen getting ahead to the ball. Fowler will win the call. Steen with it now. Cleared up to half. Brach was there. Ball pushed up to the captain, Devlin. Adrienne Devlin putting it across the face of goal, and that's going to go out over the touchline for North Mississauga. Goal kick here in the 58th minute of play. Score still 2-0. Annika Arsenault with both goals. This is Reese Fowler.
Well, hey. There we are.
Walters getting a foot in. Ball back to Per Canal, and it's turned over. Simcoe coming back the other way. Devlin into the top of the box, and nothing working for Arsenault as she looks for her third on the day. Shot into the box. Fowler getting a foot to it. Steen clears. Only goes as far as Adrienne Devlin, and the captain puts another ball in towards the goal, but it's deflected and will be scooped up off the carpet by Emma Nathans. Into the middle for Cripps, just a bit too far in front of the North Miss striker. Steen's going to watch this one go back as Nathans comes out to collect. No pressure whatsoever here from Simcoe as the impetus isn't on them to create anything at this stage. They can sit back and conserve energy. Kennedy Herman getting it out wide. Ball lumped up the pitch. Cripps got a touch to it. She was looking for the substitution, Anderson, to run onto it. Fowler making the defensive stop, pushing it up to Brach. Brach turns. She's working her way onto the outside, still with it, and she'll be muscled out of bounds and still wins the throw in for North Mississauga. Substitution coming here for North Miss.
the 60 in the game, number 10, Carla Patolo, and she's going to be replacing number 27, Tamara Lisser.
And it's Carla Portillo coming into the match for Tamara Lisser. Looks like we'll see North Miss being a little more aggressive here offensively. Portillo moving into the middle of the pitch in a advanced midfield position. She's very strong on the ball. I said before, she's played professionally over in Europe. That ball out of bounds was Elena Percanal. Fowler winning the ball back for North Miss. Plays it forward to Portillo. Portillo trying to sneak a pass through to Anderson, but it's not going to reach its final destination. Senesu trying to get herself out of trouble. This is Brach with the ball, getting it out wide for Steen to run onto. Steen with her head up, looking for an option. Works her way back into the middle. Portillo getting it to Cripps. Cripps slipping a pass through to Anderson. This is the substitution. Anderson plays it outside. Fachny has her cross blocked, and that'll go out for a North Mississauga throw-in here in the 63rd minute of play. Still 2-0. Sweltering heat here in Barrie. Not a ton of wind. Not even so much as a breeze at this stage.
Sir, I'm talking to you. Hey, sir, talking to you.
Fourth official trying to get Jerry Edinburgh to step back away from the pitch as he is really doing his best to get a talking to from the officials at every opportunity right now. I think the Simcoe County bench doing their best to push the limits of patience here from the officiating crew. Cripps on it. Pass through for Fachny and just a little bit too far in front of her intended target. Walter got a foot to that ball for Simcoe County Rovers and put an end to that attack. Steen still has her nose packed with gauze right now. Devlin getting a ball up onto the wing, but out of bounds. Portillo getting it out wide for Fachny. Back into Cripps. Cripps turns. She's got a little bit of space to her right if she wants to take it. Finds Fachny. Fachny in towards the top of the box, but she was offside. You could see it from here. She was just not aware of where the defenders were. And another opportunity goes by the wayside for North Mississauga. This is what head coach Kennedy Herman was talking about at halftime. They've switched off at points this game, and that's one of them. Portillo chesting the ball down. Carla Portillo cutting to her right foot. Plays it backwards. Perkinel getting it to Herman. Kennedy Herman pulling double duty as coach and captain today. Priya Rastagi working hard on the far side of the pitch for Simcoe County Rovers, but it's turned over. Mana Cripps with it again. It's finally cleared from harm by Michelle Plowman. Fowler brings it down. Quickly finds Portillo. Portillo's going to get it out wide for Steen. Steen's got some time. She's going to play it up through the middle, looking for Ravina Braich, and it's Michelle Plowman with a full head of steam, plowing forwards. Michelle Plowman with it on the far side. Spins and fires a ball into the box. Brought down by Gomes and out of the box. Braich getting a foot to it. Cripps with it now, and Cripps is going to turn, looking for options. She's got Fachny on the left side. Fachny will go back to Steen. Portillo in the middle. Herman calling for the ball, and she'll step in front of a oncoming Simcoe County Rovers player. Steen again out onto the wing for Fachny. Portillo. She'll switch it to Herman, who's pushing forward. Ball up over the top, and an opportunity here for the Simcoe County Rovers as Gomes has received it now just at the edge of the box. Gomes with it onto her left foot, moving across the top of the box. Gomes with nobody really pushing forward except for the girl in the back post. Chance coming here for Simcoe County Rovers, and a shot towards goal and just wide of Emma Nathan's goal. It was Priya Rastagi all alone on the left side. Kayla Edinburgh stepping up and winning the ball for Simcoe, and a fantastic sprawling save from Emma Nathans to push that ball out and past her post on the left side of her goal. We'll take this opportunity to pay a couple bills. League One Ontario would like to acknowledge CIBC, the lead partner for Canada Soccer, the Canadian Premier League, and League One Canada. Gatorade, Rehydrate, Replenish, Refuel, the Cruyff Institute, educating athletes, sport and business professionals to become leaders in sport management. We've got a right-footed ball going to the back post, headed in towards goal, and we've got our third of the game. Simcoe County Rovers open that lead up just a little bit more. And it looks like Michelle Plowman gets the third of the game for Simcoe County Rovers.
Rovers goal! At the 69th minute, 10, Michelle Plowman.
Michelle Plowman with her second of the season. She's at 16 games. Played over 1,000 minutes. Both teams will head over to their respective benches and take a quick water break here as Simcoe County Rovers have given themselves the insurance marker they've been looking for. And they're going to have to put this one to bed now. This is the real test of a team to see if they can close out matches like this. The last thing they want to do is fall asleep at the wheel here. They've seen themselves out of danger. They've got a short bench. They're still missing players who are stuck in traffic. And right now they've got a 3-0 lead over North Mississauga in this absolutely vital matchup. And they'll see themselves out of the relegation zone if they can keep this up.
I was going to say, you should get them on a technicality. Shouldn't both benches be equal?
We'll pay some more bills here, friends. Derby Star, the official ball of the Canadian Premier League and preferred match ball of League One Ontario. Macron, work hard, play harder. Vibrant Performance, Canada's most trusted brand for automotive race parts and accessories. The Canadian Premier League, where Canadian soccer takes flight. One Soccer is the home of Canadian soccer. Join the movement and watch every CPL and Canadian national team match from any device. And last but not least, we'd like to thank Ontario Soccer, encouraging us all to play, inspire, and unite.
Keep it down there if you want.
72nd minute of play here, friends. 3-0 your score for Simcoe County Rovers as it stands over the North Mississauga Panthers. We're going to have another substitution being made here for North Mississauga. Coming into the game will be number 12. That's Amalia Apostolou. Watched Amalia play a couple games this week at the FTF Girls Top 60 Showcase. She looked a very tidy player, central midfielder, maybe a center back, but it looks like they're going to be playing her in a more advanced role, although she's running right to the back line. So looks like she'll be playing center back, like I said before. Plays either in the back line or center mid. But she is taking out Amanda Cripps, who is a forward. So, but Apostolou is a very tidy player, like I said. Controls the ball well. Not afraid to get involved physically. "16 years old, though, friends. So we'll see what she's got in her locker, or you guys will at least. I've kind of already had a good look at her this week already. Ball out wide for Anderson to run on to. Anderson will escort that ball out of bounds.
I don't know what you're saying that I'm not saying. Looks like you got stuck under the ball, really. Get the ball stuck in your feet. Ball should go over the ball. Can't call a foul on the ball. On the goal! Lure! There we go. Tina, make a box with Annika! Good, one more.
Reese Fowler will knock that one out of the park.
Unacceptable. Safety staff have done well with the game management.
Well, little fight about to break out here between the two coaches by the looks of it. Oh, goodness. Physical altercation between Simcoe County Rovers head coach Carly Tingstad and North Mississauga head coach Kennedy Herman. Right in front of the fourth official. No cards given, though.
Just so I have one here.
It's all love here between the coaching staffs in League One and everyone involved. We all see each other so gosh darn much. It's hard to really dislike anyone that much. You're going to have to see him a couple weeks later, usually, anyways. This is Apostolou. 16-year-old center back smashing it up, and it'll be sent right back the other way by Plowman. Great opportunity here for the young center back. Anderson nodding that one backwards, and it'll be collected by Edinburgh. Apostolou popping it up into the air for Braich to try and nod on. And here's Ravina Braich with the ball in the middle and a little bit of a physical engagement in the middle of the pitch. And it's Anderson with it at the top of the box. Anderson with a shot in towards goal, and that's just over the net and out of bounds for a goal kick.
The issue is just its consistency. Oh, I know. 100%. Like,
Wait, keep far. Monica, drop.
I want to talk to you.
Like he's scared to blow the whistle.
No, I just need.
Herman's got her pass through, headed forward by Fachny. Anderson in on goal, and her shot is blocked there off the shins of Abby Rowe. It's out for a North Mississauga corner kick here in the 77th minute of play. Ravina Braich to put a left-footed ball in. In-swinging ball goes to the top of the box. Steen was there. Apostolu's playing the ball back for Fowler. Fowler up and cleared away by Simcoe. Apostolu's found Portillo in through for Herman. Herman's pass is blocked. Gomes with speed, working her way up the wing into the middle. Fowler gets a foot to it. Reese Fowler will clear. It's going to go as far as Priya Rastagi. Rastagi still with it. Plays it into the middle, gets it right back again. Chance coming here, and a shot is blocked, and that's going to dribble into the Ward's goal, and a save made there by Emma Nathans after it took a deflection and changed direction. And about 12 and a half minutes left in our 90-minute session to start off this doubleheader. Obviously, there's going to be some time added on. Ball put into play here by Traycroft. That'll be headed over the goal by North Mississauga and back out. Traycroft again to take the corner kick. Traycroft puts it in. Bodies flying around, hitting the ground in the North Miss box. And Reese Fowler will get herself up to her feet after winning that call. Looks like it probably went against Annika Arsenault. Apostolu with the ball up over the top. Ravina Braich brings it down in the middle of the pitch. Braich tries to slip a pass through, and it's blocked.
Nicely done.
Rastagi, her pass is intercepted by Steen and back out onto the right wing. Sanaseu putting a ball into the middle. Turned around. And it'll be Volpe smashing a ball up towards half. Gomes with it. Gomes will slip a pass into the top of the box, and Nathans will dive onto that. Sanaseu pushing up the right side. Substitution coming here for North Mississauga.
There's a substitution for North Mississauga. Kind of the game, number 4, Adriana Galucci, and she's going to be replacing number 2, Kennedy Herman.
You heard it there, folks. 17-year-old Adriana Galucci coming into the match for captain / head coach / center back striker to finish off her League One Ontario career here today. Kennedy Herman coming out of the match. She's off to Nova Scotia on Monday. Tomorrow she's on her way up to Kingston on her journey out east. Said it before, she's going to be on the coaching staff for both the University of Acadia University and the Halifax Tides in the Northern Super League starting next year. We love seeing League One players, administrators, staff, coaches, etc., moving on to the next level. This is Carla Portillo. Mara Sanasiu taking a shot, and that's going to be dribbling in towards Michaela Volpe, and she'll kill some time off the clock as Galucci comes and gives her a little something to think about. Rastagi unable to bring the ball down. It's pushed out wide. Sanaseu lofting one up for Fachny, and Fachny cannot get around Traycroft. Getting a boot to that ball was Galucci, and it's going to go out for a goal kick. This is Steen to take the throw, but we're going to have a substitution first.
83rd minute, there's a substitution.
Coming into the match will be Daniela Saint-Aurelio. Coming out of the match, Mara Sanaseu. Santarello, another 17-year-old, getting in here today. She got in last time. Or no, this is her debut. I take it back. That's how quickly this League One Ontario app does update. Instantaneously. So this is her debut, getting in the 83rd minute when that substitution occurred. Can't really tell you a ton more about her from the app, that's for certain. But if something happens, it'll be updated within seconds, surely. The app's free. If you're not using it, I don't know what to tell you. I use it throughout the match, as you could tell by what just occurred there. But it is full of fantastic information, stats, scores, updates, previews, reviews, you name it. This is Galucci. Galucci trying to get around our first substitution of the day, Nikki Walters. This ball.
It's spending too much time in goal.
Simcoe County Rovers still riding out their lone substitution that they've made. Not an entirely deep bench for them today. Anderson with it at the top of the box, and she'll be rubbed off the ball by Plowman. Apostolu's going to get ahead to that, and he'll go all the way back for Nathan's. About 3.5, 4 minutes maybe left in regular time here in Barrie. It looks like Simcoe County Rovers are going to find themselves as victors today. They can hold on to this 3-0 lead with the sand slipping through the hourglass. North Mississauga not doing themselves any favors here this afternoon as they find themselves again in the danger zone. 5 points back of Alliance. 5 points back of Guelph United. Guelph playing later today against North Toronto. Alliance playing tomorrow against Woodbridge. Chance coming here for Gomez as she's alone on goal, and Gomez will take a shot and fires it right at Nathan's. Ball up for Portillo and just over her head. This is Gomes. Gomes' pass picked up by Portillo. Another shot in towards goal, and that'll be well over the net. We'll have 4 minutes of additional time to be added on to this game. So there's about 5.5 minutes left here right now as it stands. Another chance going by the wayside for North Mississauga. Their season's certainly not over, but they are playing the NDC in their next match. So their work will be cut out for them. I think mathematically, if they win that, the 3 points still isn't going to be enough to help them out of their current 9th place position. So this has all but assured North Mississauga they will be playing in that playoff match. So they've got 2 more games left this season now. This is Gomes. Steen, one of...
The first official has indicated there'll be a minimum of 4 minutes. 4 minutes of overtime.
You heard it there, folks. Rover time being added on here. It was Santarelli, who's likely to have been called for the foul there as she and Steen went in on Gomes. Ball into the box. All the way back to Nathans, and she'll get it out of her own end quickly, lumping a ball up towards half. Headed back by Uddenberg. Ravina Brach coming away with the ball, and she'll win the foul. It was Bari who got a foot in, but was deemed to have pulled Brach back. Reese Fowler lobbing a ball into the box for Anderson. Anderson's the closest to it. Anderson gets a foot to it and finishes it off after getting around Volpe. And hey, ain't over till it's over, friends. 3-1 now the score. Nyla Dory Anderson getting one back for North Mississauga here late.
8. Nyla Anderson.
Michaela Volpe still not back up to her feet after that bit of contact from Dory Anderson. And a trainer is going to be called out onto the pitch. And I said before, there were 4 subs on the bench for Simcoe County Rovers. I lied because there's 4 on the roster on the bench. There's only 1 here in actuality. I mentioned this at the start of the half. 2 players stuck in traffic, 1 in the accident causing the traffic. So Simcoe County Rovers looking like they're going to get a 3-1 victory here with 1 player on the bench and 3 bench players missing. So quite a phenomenal feat for the women in white, as they are probably going to walk off 3-1 winners here when that final whistle blows. North Mississauga have ensured themselves at least 1 more game after the regular season has been completed. A chance to save their hopes for next year to play in the Premier Division. Ball launched up for Gomes to run onto. Steen will escort that ball out of bounds. Steen to Portillo. Bari's all over her, and Apostolou will clear the ball up the pitch.
I think 5 sounds accurate.
Kennedy Herman trying to convince the 4th official that there's 5 minutes that should be played left.
I asked how much time. He said 1. You said yeah, big time.
No, I started it.
Yeah, but we had an injury.
I paused it.
No, you didn't.
I think these two are probably going to get into another physical altercation here.
Spots with absolutely not.
Santarelli back up to her feet after being knocked over. These last few moments, a mere formality. Reese Fowler standing over the ball. See if she can make things interesting. A Western Engineering student standing there wearing the captain's armband. Ball into the box, and she's not far off. Puts it off the upright.
Yeah, actually ever play football? Yeah. No college on the football team. It would have to be like interprovincial.
Tingstead begging the whistle to be blown by our referee here today. Matthew Hartman puts his whistle to his lips, and that is it, folks. 3-1 your final score. Simcoe County Rovers see themselves out of the relegation battle. North Mississauga guaranteeing themselves a postseason match with the loss. We'll be back with your next game here shortly in this doubleheader. It's going to be Simcoe County Rovers taking on Blue Devils FC. Kickoff is at 6 p.m. That match will be in 2 hours. My name is Pierce Lang. For everyone here at League One Ontario, Dimitri from MSA providing the visuals. We'll see you in 2 hours.